Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So lovely to see real live faces, even with the masks. And welcome to everyone joining us on the interwebs tonight. Let's get warmed up, sing a little bit. Havana Shira, Havana Shira, Havana Shira, let us sing.
Join us.
Havana Shira, Havana Shira, Havana Shira, let us sing. Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing. Havana Shira. Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Let us sing. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Let us sing. Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing. Havana Shira. Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us sing.
Come let us
Come let us
sing.
sing. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Let us sing. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Havana Shira. Let us sing.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's good to see you and hear you and see your smiling faces beneath your masks, those who are in the sanctuary. Those of you who are joining us online, welcome Shabbat Shalom to Temple Emanuel in Denver, Colorado. I am Rabbi Joseph Black. I'm one of the rabbis here.
I am Steve Brodsky. I'm the Cantorial Soloist here. And joining us also tonight is Ken Mervine, our wonderful accompanist.
And we want to encourage you to follow along, to participate actively wherever you are. Even though we're in many different places, we are all one in love of Shabbat, in holiness. And so we're going to welcome Shabbat with kindling the Shabbat lights. And Steve, I'll let you do that. I'll ask you to do that, actually.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, Shel Shabbat.
There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. Together. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others.
On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal.
So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace.
Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Sing with us. Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Mizmor shir liyom HaShabbat. Mizmor shir liyom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai ulzamer l'shimcha Elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai ulzamer l'shimcha Elyon. Mizmor shir liyom HaShabbat. Mizmor shir liyom HaShabbat. It's good to give thanks, to give praise and sing songs to your name, Holy One. It's good to give thanks, to give praise and sing songs to your name, Holy One. Mizmor shir liyom HaShabbat. Mizmor shir liyom HaShabbat. Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Come, let us sing a song of Shabbat.
So we welcome Shabbat. This has been a long week, maybe because of the snow, I don't know. It's just been a long week, and we want to welcome Shabbat. We want to welcome Shabbat with joy, with hope, with surprise, with beauty, with love. Echad dodi likrat kala, come my beloved, to greet the Shabbat bride.
Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur lecha, ishmi'anu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי האורך אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. I invite you to rise as you are able and face the entrance to our sanctuary or to your prayer space at home as we welcome the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha uv'tzola toch emunei am segula Chala, boi chala, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat mekabela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat mekabela. לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. We remain standing for the call to worship. Baruch Hu. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam
Blessed as evenings fall, the heavens' transformation, the ever-changing seasons, Blessed is the imperceptible movement of one moment into the next. Notes in a seamless melody you are composing for us even now. Blessed is the light that dances through the darkness, warming us in the radiance of a new day, returning to greet us once more. Blessed is the darkness that swaddles and bathes us in your dark beauty, comforting us with the sweet promise of liberation at long last. Baruch atah Adonai, Ma'ariv Aravim. Blessed is the one brings on evening's fall.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love.
Love beyond all space and time, your love enfolds your people Israel. We receive it in your teaching, your gift of Torah, sacred obligations, discipline, and law. Together, so let us speak these teachings when we lie down and rise up and find joy forever in your Torah and mitzvot. They are the very essence of life, ours to ponder and study all our days. May we never lose or be unworthy of your love together. For you are blessed, the one who loves your people Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one, and we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Adonai Echad. We continue together as we chant Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru V'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kiddushim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Who is like you, God of mystery and majesty, distant and present, thundering and quiet, the beginning and the end, the atom and the cosmos, the darkness, the light together, the one and the all, pillar and foundation, artist of sea and sky, author of the miraculous and the mundane, source of life, blessing and sustaining creation. Who is like you, glorious in holiness, to whom we give praise, to whom we give thanks? The God who redeemed us from Egypt, the God who parted the sea, the God to whom Moses and Miriam led us in song.
La 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 Nedar b'kodesh Norah tehilot Osefele Norah tehilot Osefele Malchutecha Ra'u vanecha Bokei hayam Livnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze'eli Anu ve'amiru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed mi chamocha va'evim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh norah tehilot osefele norah tehilot osefele yalai lalai lai yalai lalai lalai lai yalai lalai lai yalai lalai lalai lai yalai lalai lai yalai lalai lalai lai yalai lalai lai yalai lalai lai.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. God, thank you for joy and delight, for wonder and awe, for moments of gladness and celebration. Grant me the ability to breathe gentleness into my hours and seasons, so that I live awake to beauty, to holiness, to the radiance that surrounds us. Join me. Grant me the wisdom to arrive each day with passion and humor, with song and dance, with smiling eyes, in service to myself, in service to others, in service to your holy name. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. וקורא עונג וקורא עונג. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. מקדשי שביעי כולם ישמעו ויתענגו מטובך. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. וקורא עונג וקורא עונג. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו. חמדת ימים אותו קראת, זכר למעשה בראשית. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. וקורא עונג וקורא עונג. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת. שומרי שבת. שומרי שבת. There is a chain of both unimaginable delicacy and infinite strength, bound 13 times from head to heart to hands to you. It stretches further back than time until it reaches those who first cried out your name. I see them in the mirror, hear their voices in the night, feel their joy and taste what they found bitter as if it were iron on my tongue. Together we are whole. Together we remember, so we sing your praises.
We rise as we are able for tefillah. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Open up my lips and let my mouth declare your praises. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer, U'Moshia U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishene Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. We're going to take a moment now, before we go into our own silent prayer, to think about those in our lives who are in need of God's healing presence. And so we're going to offer this Misha Berach, this prayer for healing. But in between the verses, I'll be reading a list of names. But if there are those whose names are not on this list, but are in your hearts, say them. Say them out loud. Say them silently as our eyes meet here in our sanctuary. If you're watching online and you're on Facebook, write those names in the chat or just say them, so all of us might ask for God's healing blessing on their behalf. Shabbat, we're mindful of Zachary Hoffman, David Karner, Gene Silber, Scott Englander, Stacy Hoffman, Phyllis Schulman, James Tepper, Alan Davidson, Donald Gross, Douglas Hamilton, Ira Levine, Leslie Rohde, Kara Smoley, Richard Seedroff, David Freed, Alex Buznovetsky, Lori Goldman, Laura Culver, Carol Weiner, Jared Siegel, Arnie Brodsky, Yana Vishnitsky, Peggy Lehman, Rebecca Zuckerman, Gary Potashnik, Steve Volin, Murray Yunel, Donna Lenoble, Sheila Rosenberg, and Murray Rosenberg. Are there other names? Baruch atah Adonai mikor harefuah. We praise you, Adonai, the source of healing.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Take just a few moments now as we move away from others' words. Find those words in print hearts as we look within. There to find God. Pray in silence.
Ose shalom bimromav, Ose shalom bimromav, Hu ya'aseh, Hu ya'aseh, Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, Hu ya'aseh, Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, Hu ya'aseh, Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hallelujah. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Ose shalom. Ose shalom bimromav, Hu ya'aseh, Hu ya'aseh. ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oseh shalom. Imromav. Oseh shalom. Imromav.
I love singing with.
I love singing with Joe Black. And all of you.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. This week's Torah portion is Parashat Ki Tisa, which is a very important Torah portion because it contains so many important parts of our story. It contains the story of Moses going up Mount Sinai and receiving the Ten Commandments, coming down and seeing that the Israelites had made a golden calf. Tomorrow morning at Torah study, we'll be unpacking some of the meanings of the golden calf, and yes, that wasn't that. So, see. But one of the things that happens tonight in our Torah portion is that we see a powerful paradigm split screen of action taking place. On the one hand, Moses and God are engaged in an intense dialogue on the top of Mount Sinai. Moses begs to see God's face, to understand and commune with the divine on an intensely personal level. Down below, Moses is up there. Down below, the people are rejecting everything he is about to bring to them and building a golden calf, violating the very intimacy and connectivity that Moses so desperately seeks. And in our text, Joshua is sort of waiting halfway up the mountain. He can't come all the way up, but Moses is up there, and Moses emerges from the clouds. We all see the picture with two big tablets coming down. And as they're coming down the mountain, they hear the people reveling. Whenever I use that word, I think of Cecil B. DeMille's Ten Commandments, reveling. And we read the following in the Hebrew, Vayishma Yehoshua et kol ha'am bero'ah, Vayomer el Moshe kol milchama lamachaneh. When Joshua heard the sound of the people in their celebrations, he said to Moses, there's the sound of war in the camp. Vayomer, Moses said, Ein kol anot gvura, ve'ein kol anot chalusha, kol anot shomea. Moses says, this is not the sound of songs of bravery. This is not the sound of songs of weakness. This is the sound of sounds right here. It's a strange sentence. It seems like there's something missing from the paragraph. It's not a complete sentence. Joshua hears the sound of revelers celebrating the golden calf. He hears the intensity of their voices. Yet he can't pinpoint exactly what it is that they are singing about. And Moses, in his sort of incomplete response to Joshua, It's teaching him that it is not the message of the song that they are hearing that is so disturbing. Rather, it is the sound singers that is chilling to his ear. Because instead of glorifying God, this song's purpose is to amplify the sin that was being committed. It was not a song of bravery or a song of weakness. It was merely the people reveling in the sounds of their own voices. Moses has just returned from this intense communion with God. Just moments before he and Joshua hear the commotion in the camp below. He's still glowing from that experience of communing with God, receiving Torah, the blueprints for life, meaning, and purpose, and to be transported from this level of transcendence, of intensity, of spiritual depth and communion with all that is holy, become face to face with that which is most base, profane, and idolatrous, the sound of nothingness of the Israelites. You can imagine what Moses was feeling. And yet, he not only immediately comprehends what's going on, he also had the presence of mind to argue with God, who wanted to destroy the people. God says, I'm going to kill them all and start again with you. And Moses says to God, and I paraphrase, why, God, should your anger flare up against your people whom you have taken out of the land of Egypt with great power and a strong hand? Why should the Egyptians say that you removed them from bondage so that you could destroy them in the wilderness? And then Moses, with incredible chutzpah, tells God, step back from your wrath and reconsider your anger against your people. God says those words that we hear on Yom Kippur after Kol Nidre, Salachti kidvarecha. I have forgiven because of what you told me, Moses. So God relents, and Moses' logic prevails, but the contrast between the revelatory experience of Moses and the baseness and meaningless display of id in which the Israelites are engaged is both profound and telling. Today, all too often, we find ourselves caught up in this gap between the holy and the empty, the sacred and the profane. How often do we, as individuals and as a nation, engage in pointless sniping and griping? So many delight in the sound of their own voices, in empty news that is tailored to our own predilections. In a world of instant messaging, in the world of tailored communication, the search for gotcha moments is increasingly becoming a compulsion. And as anyone who knows me, I am as guilty as anyone. I regularly check my Twitter feed to see what new morsels of outrage with whom I am ideologically opposed have committed. The need to feed my hunger for juicy tidbits of scandal is paramount, exhausting, and all-consuming if I don't control it. Now, yes, much of this comes from a political structure that appears to thrive on chaos, name-calling, and confusion. But it's wrong to place the entire blame on our leadership. To do so is to deflect us from the real problems at hand. Our elected officials represents our values as individuals and as a nation. We voted them in. Remember, Aaron built the golden calf in response to the people's call, not out of any desire to rule himself. The anger and the emptiness of mindless sniping inspires can also be tragic and deadly. I'm convinced that one of the many reasons we are seeing so many acts of violence occurring in our nation is because we have allowed ourselves to be seduced by the soul-draining emptiness of our national discourse. And so if you, like me, are tired of the sound of empty singing, maybe what Paul Simon said when he wrote The Sound of Silence was quite predilectish. Is that a word? No. in the 1960s, of mindless criticism and sniping. And we all must not allow ourselves to be drawn into the trap of appeasing our basest self. One of the most important antidotes to emptiness is in the communal search for holiness that we as a Kehillah Kedosha, as a sacred community, those who are with us tonight, those who are with us online, and those who aren't here, that's what we're trying to do. Put meaning and purpose into some of the emptiness, the sound of emptiness, the sound of our own voices. And the more that we shun the temptation to give in to our own weakness and move toward creating and celebrating the holy and the good in our lives, the better we will be. And this is not an easy task, especially these past 2 years as we have been so isolated and all we can hear is the sound of our own voices. And I don't have an answer. I really don't, to the multiplicity of problems that we face. Other than to say that if we come together as a sacred community, whether we are in person or online, we have a better chance of drowning out the noise of mindlessness and finding meaning and purpose in our traditions. So let us singing bring us closer. Let our prayers make us stronger. Let our values shine a light on the path which we need to walk. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Shabbat Shalom. And we continue now with Aleinu. Please rise as you are able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death, as we now recall those who were taken from us during this past week. We remember Joan Floss Sussman, Donald Lubick, Sam Dave Mateer, and Irene Freund. We remember those who were taken from us in the previous 30 days. Rosalind Ann Augusto, Larry Ambrose, Sherman Rich, Scott Halpern, Mary Keene. We remember those whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of whose death occurs at this time. Rochelle Lois Aaron, Frida Appel, Yetta Balaban, Dr. Saul H. Bassow, Stephen Bow, Michael J. Baum Jr., Avi Benora, Thelma Benowitz, Lou Berry, Margaret Brooke, David Borer, Herman S. Brown, Harold J. Cohen, Edith Crane, Albert J. Feiner, Leo Flax, Irvin Fleischer, Carrie H. Friedheim, Alberta Babe Friedland, Brandon Friedman, J. Freyan Friedman, Ethel N. Goldberg, Rose G. Goldblatt, Morris Goldhammer, Mark Goodman, Dr. Theodore Granick, Leon Grauman, Alex B. Gross, Minnie Heitler, Philip Hornbein, Ann Jacobson, Sterling Kahn, Adolf Kaufman, Arlene Kleinman, Herbert Landsman, Sarah C. Lohman, Earl J. Meir, Edward Melliker, Sam Minkowski, Jeffrey Michel, Meredith Muffy Moak, Dr. Kenneth I. Morris, Sylvan Moses, Max Oliner, Sigmund Porges, Raymond Raskauer, Pearl Rifkin, Max L. Rosenthal, Anna S. Rosenthal, Abraham Rothstein, Edward Strahl Russman, Ray Sachs, Bertha Sanger, Max Sanger, Nada Jean Shackett Zeppelin, Morris Shayer, Jesse M. Schott, Edgar G. Seaman Jr., Ida Greenberg Seff, Don Martin Shapiro, Evelyn Scher, Barnett Schraberg, Sally K. Markovitz Siegel, Stephen Sigman, Ann Farber, Simon, Harry Sisak, Abraham Sisak, Katie Smirnoff, Arthur Snyder, Alexander Stark, Bertie Stone and Miriam Stone, Sarah Thomas, Beatrice Tober, Toby Tobias, Maury Wagner, Sylvia L. Wagner, Lillian Wedgel, Ruth Wagner, J. Burt Weiner, Helene Winnicor, and Annie Winkler. And we remember 10 of the 420 precious souls from the community of Colleen, whom our congregation is linked through our Colleen Chapel and Colleen Sefer Torah. Berta Brunarova, Alwa Budlovsky, Ivan Dechmar, Otili Dechmarova, Anna Diamant, Yosef Diamant, Carol Diamant, Hugo Eckstein, Yiri Eckstein, and Julius Eckstein, Zichronam Levracha. May their memories be for an eternal blessing. Now I ask if there are others for whom Kaddish is being said, to say their names, to write them in the chat if you're watching online. If you have lost a loved one during the previous 30 days, please rise now as you are able. If you are still in the 30-day period of mourning since the loss of a loved one, if you are in the 11-month period of the loss of a loved one, please rise now as you are able. If you are observing a yahrzeit, the anniversary of a death on this Shabbat, please rise now as you are able. And now in solidarity on behalf of those for whom there is no one to say Kaddish, we all rise. We join together in ancient words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen, yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudshah brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, imru amen. And may the source of peace, who makes peace in places far beyond our knowing, send peace and comfort to the bereaved here among us, wherever they may be. And let us all say, amen.
Oseh shalom, shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
just ask for you to remain standing just for a little bit longer. Things are happening, things are changing, things are moving at Temple slowly. We are reopening. Tomorrow, Torah study is at 9:30, still only on Zoom, but soon, God willing, we'll be in person. And our Shabbat morning service will be 11 o'clock in the sanctuary. So those of you who want to come tomorrow morning, you can also watch online as well, on Facebook or on our website. And Purim is coming. Purim is coming, yes. On Sunday, March 13th, we will be having our Purim Carnival, and we're doing it in stages so we can have different ages, and that rhymes, stages so we can have different ages. There will be two different time slots for the Purim Carnival. Of course, our sisterhood will be selling their wonderful Homentashen and Rogelach. There will be a special Purim spiel led by our youth group, which we're very excited about. A very frozen Purim. If you have any kids at home, you know what frozen is. I want to also call your attention to the fact that the Shabbat before that, March 4th and 5th, is Jewish family service, and highest is Refugee Shabbat. Now, Temple Emanuel is partnering with Jewish Family Services and helping bring many, many different Afghan refugees to Denver. We've not adopted one family. We're working with JFS, and we're going to be helping to bring in many different families. You'll be hearing a lot about that in the days and weeks to come. We want to maximize our ability to serve this vulnerable and unholy population. Next weekend, we're going to be back in the building for religious school. Not this weekend because it's a holiday, so go skiing. Or whatever you want to do, but don't come here because we won't be here. And that's all for now. Why don't we make
We'll be here for Shabbat.
Of course we'll be here for
on
Shabbat.
Sunday morning for religious school.
We're here for Shabbat tomorrow, yes. And tonight.
Shall we kiddush?
We should kiddush.
Let's kiddush.
Let's kiddush.
Please join with me. I've made it a verb, kiddush, right?
Just kiddush.
We're going to kiddush now.
Just kidding.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav ve'atzavanu v'shabbat kodesho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh ve'reshit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר יציאת מצרים. כי באנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים. ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen.
The verb is lekadesh. Do it in Hebrew. Yum. It's grape juice. Okay. Let's make a motzi. We have
Let's
a
make a motzi.
Oh, two little mini, beautiful.
Well, we can't pass it around, so we've decided not to waste an entire challah, and we just have these two little.
It's very sad, I have to say.
Someday, God willing, we'll be back to it. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
You can't eat because you'll have to sing.
I know, I'm just going to have a tiny little bit just to fulfill the mitzvah. All right.
What are we concluding with?
We are going to conclude with a prayer for peace. Oseh shalom bimromav, these familiar words. God who makes peace high up in the heavens, please, 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 especially if you've been watching the news, send some peace down here, not only for us, for all the people of Israel, but for all the people everywhere in the world.
Amen.
All we want is peace. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Amen.
Eloheinu ve'Elohei kol dorotenu, our God, and the God of every generation. Moses asked, Ma kol onot ani shomea, what is the sound that I am hearing? God, may it be the sound of joy. May it be the sound of meaning and purpose and healing and peace that we so desperately need in our world. We ask your blessing on all of us. Bruchim hayinu b'voenu, bruchim nihiyah b'tzeitenu. Blessed were we in coming here. Blessed may we be as we go forth for this time and always. Amen. Shabbat shalom. Turn around and wave at the camera. Shabbat shalom, all of you are joining us. Shabbat shalom.